Sloan is blackmailed by Leo. Chad sat in a cafe in Town Square and read a news piece on the Kiriaki's infant kidnapping case. Same story, has run 5 times with nothing new to report. We have to do better, he remarked. Chad was spotted by Alex in the cafe. Alex apologised to Chad regarding Stephanie and Chad's relationship. Chad let out a snort. "You're so full of it," Chad commented. "Okay, I'll be more specific. I'm sorry that Stephanie got hurt," he relocated. "That's something I'll believe." Chad blamed Stephanie's ex-boyfriend, who had acknowledged that he was still in love with Stephanie, with a sigh. "So like any normal human being, I refuse to tolerate that," he stated. Chad informed Alex that he had bought Gwen's portion of the newspaper and dismissed Everett. Ruthless Alex declared. Alex inquired of Chad whether he believed he could keep the truth from Stephanie. "You know damn well that Stephanie is a smart girl. Everett's an investigative wasn't what Stephanie was into," Alex went on to say. Chad was irritated and told Alex that he didn't need his input. When Chad suggested that Alex make a move for Stephanie, Alex declined. "I'm siding with Theresa," Alex stated. Chad retorted, "When has that ever stopped you?" Alex warned Chad not to blame him for his faults. Chad expressed regret. "I blew it, and the only person that I can be mad at is myself," he said. Chad called Xander about the paper after Alex had departed. Xander contended that Everett was an excellent editor-in-chief. "It's why I hired head back," Chad explained. When Xander persuaded Chad that it was critical to repair the paper's credibility, Chad agreed. "It's important to me too because it was important to Abigail," Chad went on to say. Healthy Salem Chad ended his phone call when probably just call Stephanie directly. He added, "Is there something wrong?" Paulina inquired. Chad informed Paulina that Stephanie had left. "And we haven't really had time to discuss the status of our business relationship yet," he said. "Say it isn't so. Not my dynamic duo," Paulina exclaimed. Chad admitted he had made a mistake. "What did Stephanie have to say about all of this?" Paulina inquired. Chad said that he hadn't talked to Stephanie yet since he didn't think she wanted to talk to him. Paulina said, "Of course she wants to talk. She loves you." Paulina instructed Chad to make certain that Stephanie knew his apologies for whatever he had done. Paulina inquired, "Unless you don't want her back." "Of course I want her back home," Chad responded. "I think I'm going to take a walk and get some fresh air. Do you want to join me?" Steve went on to say. "Thank you, but I have a lot to do," Stephanie replied. Steve began to walk away, then came to a halt. Stephanie snarled, "I'd rather you didn't, but you will anyway." So let's hear it as Steve said that he needed to say something about Chad. "I know you were hoping Chad was the one. Marriage with Chad. Your mom and I didn't deliver. Anyway, and if that's not going to change anytime soon, then moving out was the right thing to do," Steve said. Steve reminded Stephanie that she deserved a mate that cared about what she wanted and needed. "I know I did the right thing, especially after the way Chad treated Everett," she stated. Stephanie contended that Chad had no right to be jealous of Everett, and that she had told Chad that she was uninterested in Everett. He did because you still love Chad, I assume? He didn't want to lose you. Maybe you can give him another chance, Steve said. Stephanie insisted on concentrating on her work and her pals. Steve indicated with a nod that Stephanie was welcome to remain for as long as she needed. As Steve was leaving for his walk, he ran into Alex in the corridor. Steve cast a glance behind him at his daughter. "Something tells me you're not here to see me," he said. Steve left when Stephanie told him she was okay. Stephanie sighed and stated that she needed to concentrate on her task. "So, I don't know what you're assuming," Stephanie said. "I'm not assuming anything," Alex stated flatly. Stephanie was reassured that Alex was not there to win her back. "For one thing," Alex explained, "I'm dating your cousin." Stephanie grinned. "And of course you'd never play on the field," Stephanie jokingly said. Alex stated that he discovered Stephanie's water bottle at their apartment gym and returned it to her. Alex told Stephanie that he would miss her yelling at him for not washing down the equipment. He knows that he's an Alex told Stephanie that he had really liked to apologize if he knew that you were willing to hear it. He continued, "I'm not. The only person he should be apologizing to is Everett," she replied. Alex agreed with a nod. "Maybe he will. At some point, but he understands that what he did was wrong and he regrets it. He obviously loves you," he continued. Alex noticed Chad appeared unhappy when Stephanie kept silent. "Hate getting in the middle of this more than, But from what I'm seeing here, it looks like you're kind of miserable too. Are you sure this is what you want?" Alex said. Stephanie said she was confident she had made the correct decision, but she regretted not saying farewell to the children. "I love those kids so much, and I know this will be hard on them," she remarked. "That's your only regret?" Alex inquired. Dope Stephanie opened the door, uneasy, and stated that she needed to get back to work. Stephanie yelped as Alex walked out, having spilled her water bottle on her foot by accident. When Chad went up to the front door, Alice reached over. I can't believe you're thinking what you're thinking, Stephanie exclaimed. Alex advised Stephanie to be careful with her toe as she hobbled to the couch. What? Yelped Chad. Stephanie, frustrated, declared that she needed to go out. Stephanie accepted Alex's offer to drive her to the hospital. Stephanie yelled as she went out, I'll drive myself. I'm guessing that wasn't what it looked like, huh? He said. Alex sighed, frustrated. No, it was not, Alex responded. Stephanie had dropped a water bottle on her foot, possibly breaking a toe, according to Alex. Alex sighed and asked Chad if he wanted a beer. Chad nodded in agreement. Eric was walking with infant Jude outside the pub. Eric chuckled as he pointed out where Sean had taken him fishing as a child. One day I'm going to take you fishing down there, he added. Jada exited the pub with a package, while Jude fretted. It appears you have a lot on your plate, Jada said. Jada congratulated Eric on the birth of his child. A very lucky kid. This is Jude. Eric introduced himself. Eric thanked Jada and she requested that the subject be changed. Eric inquired about the box Jada was carrying. Rafe has asked me to move in with him, Jada explained. I assume this means you said yes, Eric speculated. Jada stated that she hadn't decided yet, but that she was conducting spring cleaning in the interim just in case. I'm just glad things are going well. I just want to be very intentional with my decision, she stated, which is always a good thing, agreed Eric. Jada and Eric exchanged well wishes. Jade returned to the pub for a dinner after leaving off her clothes for donation. Steve came over to her table to say hello. Jada expressed regret for being unable to join Steve and his family for dinner. Don't worry. You have a standing invitation anytime, Steve went on to say. Steve inquired about Jada's well-being. Jada reluctantly revealed that she was having a bad day. Steve urged Jada emotional today in general, she added. Steve acknowledged with a nod that it was the anniversary of her father's death. You remembered, Jada said quietly. Marcus was my first best friend. It was him and me against the world for a whole lot of years. I could never forget this day, Steve went on to say. Jada expressed gratitude to Steve. You have no idea what that means to me, Jada explained. Steve revealed that he went to the pub intentionally to talk to her since he knew the holidays would make the anniversary especially tough. When we lost my dad, I had bought him a Christmas present, and I was upstairs right now cleaning my closet, and could you believe that I still have it? She remarked. Steve nodded and showed Jada a keychain Marcus had created for him. It's one of the only things I have left from my childhood. Steve told me, Steve said, Jada had helped him become a better person. That was the last thing your dad would be so proud of you. Leo started darkening our doorstep, AJ said, what could he possibly have meant about our baby, saying it's not true that he died? Nicole blurted out. AJ Leo was a liar, and he couldn't possibly have anything helpful to say. I'm sure he was trying to exploit, in some way, our grief, AJ said. Nicole pondered how someone could be so harsh. Nicole, perplexed, inquired of AJ. What could Leo possibly gain from such a lie? AJ, he shrugged, noting that Leo seemed desperate and alone. I'm sure he was just trying to extract some cash, AJ, said. Nicole gave a hesitant nod. Such horrible timing. Trying to give you false hope when you just accepted the truth. I can't stop myself from wondering, are you sure there couldn't be anything to what Leo said Nicole. Yes, she replied. AJ Leo had not said anything when he was in risk of going to prison for the killing of their son. He would have sung like a canary long ago to save his own pathetic ass, AJ was quoted as saying. Argued. AJ Leo had gotten back into the house through the tunnels after Nicole had left the residence. Nicole inquired I had to punch him in the face just to get rid of him, AJ said. AJ was frustrated, muttered that he should not have struck a deal with Sloan to liberate Leo. You do not deserve to see Lead around town. Not after what you've been through, AJ, said AJ muttered. Nicole gave AJ assurance she was fine. She said AJ Nicole was unhappy when he found her in the park, so he inquired if that was why she was upset. Nicole shrugged and revealed that she had met Eric and the sweet little baby boy, but I can't help but feel compelled to want to do something for him and Sloan. I just feel terrible for what I put them through, said Nicole. You shouldn't. You're the one who's been through hell, AJ told him. Counselled Nicole stated that she needed to take action. Leo paid Sloan a visit at her flat. You just got out of jail yesterday. What kind of trouble could you have already gotten into? Sloan inquired. What happened to you? Leo showed Sloan the bruise on his jaw and said that he had been assaulted because of her. I got
Sloan
clobbered because I
pretended
had
to
a
be
rare
clueless,
attack of
but
conscience.
Leo
Leo revealed that
claimed.
Dimitri had
Leo
told him the
revealed
whole
to
truth.
Sloan
He
that he
promised
knew the
me,
truth about her.
mumbled Sloan. He also told me if I were to use this against you, you'd give me anything I wanted in the entire world. You'd be so desperate to hang on to that little boy, Leo went on to say. Leo went on to say that seeing baby's birth had altered him, for once in my life. Was willing to do the right thing, and this is what that got me. I tried to tell EJ. And Nicole the truth, he said. You what? Yelped Sloan. Leo stated that EJ had thrown him out. Then I bravely went back. EJG punched me out, he said.
Decided that
Leo
stated
that EJ had reacted before about Nicole's baby as Dimitri intended.
The infant was still
to
alive.
blackmail the hell out of you, he stated. Sloan gave Leo a scowl. First and foremost, you're going to get Dimitri out of prison, Leo said. It's impossible, Sloan concluded. Sloan claimed she had negotiated the best possible deal for Dimitri, but Leo believed it was insufficient. Sloan inquired as to what else Leo required. Leo stated that he's out of the entire planet. Or do I need to bring Lady Whistleblower out of retirement? Write the whole sordid narrative about how Nicole is your baby's real mother? Leo asked. Eric went back home. What the hell is going on here? Asked Eric. Apparently it's nap time for the little tyke, he remarked. Leo praised the stroller. Nothing but the top of the line for your miracle baby.
Eric
Am I
said with
right?
a laugh.
Leo
Eric
inquired as
Sloan
to
with a
what Leo
grin.
want.
Leo exited,
Sloan claimed that
saying
Leo
he
had
would
instructed her to obtain a better bargain for Dimitri. Why are you so rattled? Eric inquired. I just missed you and Jude, and you guys took longer than expected, Sloan said in jest. Eric informed Sloan that they had met Jada and Nicole on their walk and knocked him on the door. Nicole and AJ were surprised when Sloan opened the door. We're in the corridor. Bad time, Nicole inquired. Not a bad time. Just a surprise. Eric was just telling me he ran into you guys, Sloan stated as she invited you to the party. And Nicole on the inside, Nicole gave Sloan a bag containing a Christmas onesie. I know this small gesture doesn't make up for all the things I put you through these past few weeks, she said. really needed
Eric
to do
thanked
this to
Nicole
show
for
that
her
she was
kindness.
healing and moving on,
Sloan
EJ
concurred.
said.
AJ, Eric.
Sloan and Nicole looked across the room at the sleeping infant Jude. I put them easy on now, but he's knocked out, Sloan told me. Nicole agreed with a nod, but she appeared apprehensive. Leo observed a donation jar in the town plaza and peered inside. Well done, Leo. You don't have a functioning conscience or 2 cents to your name. So where do you go from here? He asked. Leo, who is lonely, called the prison to speak with Dimitri and heard that Dimitri had been transferred to a supermax prison. I know you did this, Sloan, and now I'm going to blow up your world, Leo said with a grin.